It's a rainy day here in Wales, so I thought I would tackle this video today and see what I can say about my HEATMOR collection. HEATMOR is a Gen 5 Pokemon, and there's an awful lot of Gen 5 Pokemon, and a lot of them are very forgotten and overlooked Pokemon as well. So this is a sort of niche collection of a niche Pokemon, and as you can see from, we've got all the cards here. A lot of the cards feel very samey. The backgrounds are often a sort of inferno situation, and there's a similar style in a lot of the cards, but I will try and say something interesting about them. HEATMOR itself was designed by Ken Sugimori, and it's not often used in the games because, I mean, it was first appeared in black and white, and you didn't find it until Victory Road at the end, so by which time you weren't going to be adding a mono fire type Pokemon to your team, particularly that you'd already got one that you'd developed. And in competitive play, it's a fairly useless Pokemon. Its speed isn't good enough, and its defenses aren't good enough, so, and it hasn't got anything special really going for it as a battling Pokemon. So it's simply about the aesthetic, and I am I love anteaters, but I like HEATMOR. I've always liked HEATMOR. It's got a fantastic shiny. So yeah, let's have a little look at HEATMOR, which is also, it is known in Japanese as Kitaran, which I think is a play on words about hasn't eaten enough or something. But anyway, whatever it is, it's called Kitaran, and that is HEATMOR. I mustn't call it Heatran because my brain gets confused in these videos and I make mistakes, as I did yesterday calling Haunter Kadabra. Apologies for that. Right, so how am I going to do this? I think we're going to move the camera in. Yeah, we'll move the camera in. That's close enough. I will, what I'll do is I will pull out the Japanese cards, because I always like things in Japanese. I always feel they're more authentic in the original Japanese. So we'll start with the first four. And the first one is by Koiki Saito. And this came out in the Red Collection in Japanese of July 2011. And it's a little bit different for Koiki Saito. It feels more stylized than he normally does. I mean, very broad in the hip, very squat. I like it a lot, but it doesn't look like a typical Koiki Saito painting. But I do like the color tones. The color of the sky is interesting, sort of sandy color. Overall, a very beautiful little card. And there's 3 copies of that. There's the English one that came out in Noble Victories in November 11, which has the, just have a quick look at the reverse foil for Noble Victories. It's I rather like that one with the little fire, different sized fire symbols overlaid upon each other. So that was the first one. Now the second one is obviously going to be my favorite one because I'm a biased Mitsuhiro Arita fan. And is interesting. It's a I think nighttime light outside a cave with the moon just around the edge of the cliff face. Not quite sure. Very low angle to give menace and drama. Yeah, very nice card. And that came out in Dark Rush of December 2011 and in Dark Explorers of May 2012. And here's the same foil pattern on this. Let's have a look at the flavor text on this to understand a bit more about HEATMOR. It says, using their very hot flame covered, I can't read that, tongues. Oh, using their very hot flame covered tongues, they burn through Durant's steel bodies and consume their insides. Well, that's lovely. It's not exactly Pokebuffin, is it? Yeah, so yeah, there's death in Pokemon. So that was the second one. We'll move on to Swami Chiaki. And Swami Chiaki's card was from Plasma Gale in September of 2012. And Plasma Storm of February 2013. And we have Blue Sky in this one. I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of Blue Sky. So this is very distinctive Chiaki art. This is very much their style. I like it a lot, actually. I like the fact that it's quite a small figure in the image, but it's very neatly done, and the pose is great. Very nice card. So that was the third one. Now the fourth one actually isn't on this page. The fourth one was probably the hardest card to find in this collection, and this is by Akira Komoyama, and this is from the Victini half deck in the Waku Waku Everyone's Exciting Battle box. It's a Japanese exclusive. This is the only print. I don't like it as a card. We do have Blue Sky again, though. It's not artwork that I like, but it's quite dramatic. It's just, I'm not a fan of a lot of Komoyama art. That's just my personal taste. I don't think it's bad art or anything. But so that came out in the Waku Waku, which was in November of 2012. The fifth one is this one. This is by Match, and came out in Rage of the Broken Heavens in December of 2015. And in English here, we have it from Breakpoint in February of 2016, which again has very nice reverse foiling. And this is more of a typical, there's a lot of cards that are sort of in this ballpark with a Inferno in the background and very dark light cast, not dark light obviously, that's doesn't make sense, but the shadow falling across his face to give menace, the light, I suppose the light source being the fire in the background, but you see this here and here and here. This is very much the theme of what a HEATMOR card looks like. The fifth card that came out is the Anasaki Dynamic card, that came out in June of 2017, from To Have Seen the Battle Rainbow, which is a crazy name for a set, but it's very Japanesey. Actually, very dramatic card if you look at it up close, as I am showing you it up close. Really very good fire background here, and the light is incredible. There are actually 4 prints of this, because there's also this one here, which came in the GX starter decks. This print here, it's just got a different designation in the corner, but otherwise there are this, and then the Burning Shadows print from August 2017, and the reverse down here. So yeah, that is a nice little card. Just see what the Sun and Moon reverses look like. Pretty similar, yeah. Not as nice as the earlier generation reverses. Next one, Ken Sugimori, who is the creator of this Pokemon, and this came out in April of 2018 in Dragon Storm in Japanese, and then in Dragon Majesty of September 2018, I think. Yes. It's a very typical bit of Sugimori art with a very uninteresting background. It's the design of the Pokemon. By this time, most everything that we see from Sugimori is just simply I don't like to call it stock art, really, but I can't think of anything better to say, but it's the template for what a Pokemon should be looking like, and it's the artwork that they might use on commercial products such as stickers and, I don't know, teacups and who knows what. Stick that picture on anything. And let me see, there is another. Oh, it did come out in GX Ultra Shiny, so it came out as a reprint in GX Ultra Shiny at the end of November 2018, and there's also this Is this a cracked ice? I suppose it is a sort of cracked ice reverse from the GX Ultra Shiny, which is quite, you know, I like things that shine. I like sparkly things, so that's a nice little card. The next one is the Kawaii card. Now, this is the only one I don't have every print of, so this is the only card that I'm missing, which is the mirror foil version of this card that came out in the V Starter decks of November 2019. I've just got the regular one. The V Starter decks were a bit of a gamble. Sometimes when you open them, you found that all the cards inside were mirror foils, but most of the time they were not, and this is they were not. And that's a typical bit of Kawaii. Very high drama, loose painting style. Yeah, I mean, it's just drama, drama, drama. Actually a really good piece of artwork. I mean, I'm always going to pick Arita as my favourite, but I'm a big fan of Kawaii a lot of the time. Sometimes he misses, but this actually is a very, very good bit of Kawaii artwork. And that came out in Sword and Shield base in February of 2020. Is it that long ago? Yeah, it is that long ago. Doesn't feel that long ago, but there we are. The next card that we have is Satoshi Shirai. Satoshi Shirai? Not an artist I know an awful lot about, but this is like a lot of the other cards. There's an Inferno. The light is coming from behind and creating an edging effect on HEATMOR. There's this glint on his claws, suggesting sharpness. Yeah, it's competent art, but it's not very memorable because it's so similar to a lot of the other cards that we have already seen and continue to see for HEATMOR. I like it. I'm not gonna knock it. I really didn't like the reverse foils of this period with these stripes. I think that's regimented and boring, so I'm afraid I don't like that one. Just on the design of the reverses. So moving on to the next page, we have probably my least favourite because I've just never warmed to Miki Tanaka's work. She's very talented, I'm sure. It's just not my cup of tea, this naive art style. And this is a very depressed looking HEATMOR. I'm not going to talk about that one really, other than tell you that it was in Rapid Strike Master of January 21, Battle Styles of March 21, and then there is this one over here, which is the Start Date 100 reprint of it from December of 21. I also don't particularly like the next one, which is Oswaldo Kato. I don't get why HEATMOR's nose is going. It's just, it's weird. Changes the whole look of his face. There are other things in there. I like the sky's very good. The angle I like, the drama, the lighting under here is great. It's just this I don't like. This, yeah. So that was in Fusion Arts in Japanese, September 21, and Fusion Strike of November 21. Right, the last two are Otomami. And Otomami was ruler of the Black Flame of last year, July 23. Pretty sure this was in the main set. Yeah, okay. I love it. I think it's absolutely a brilliant card. That's everything I want in a HEATMOR card. So yeah, that's an A+ card. Still not better than Arita's one in my book, because Arita is Arita, but that is wonderful art. Otomami's often quite chaotic in a really random sense of things flying all over the place with no real flow to them, but this actually works very well. Yeah, I mean, I did a recent video on Otomami. The English one for that was in Obsidian Flames of August 2023. And then we come to the most recent one, which is Masakatsu Fukuda, and this came out in Wild Force of January 2024 and has just come out in Temporal Forces of March 24. That's where we are, yeah. So this is the most recent one, and it's got a very Fukuda look to it. And it's great, but it's also a little bit like some of the other ones we've already seen, just done through a Fukuda filter, and I think it's very nice. Yeah, I give that a B plus, A minus, I don't know, B plus maybe. So that is the history of HEATMOR cards in the Pokemon TCG. I think we've talked about all of them. I think so. Let me just check. These are my sort of extra prints and stuff. Yeah, I think that's everything. So the only one I'm missing is the Mirafoil Kawaii, and my favorite one is the Japanese print of Mitsuhiro Arita, which, yeah, as I always say, I am horribly biased because I'm obsessed with Arita's artwork, but I still think that is actually technically the best bit of artwork. Yeah, it is. It's a great little card. So there we go. I don't think anyone else in the whole world on the planet is a fan of HEATMOR, but I just thought I'd tackle it. I'm going to be doing Blitzel next, so look out for that one.